Hi YouTube, I'm Tim and welcome to a very special video. I usually do update videos on collecting DVDs and Blu-rays. Well, this time it's going to be a little bit different, taking a slight break from collecting DVDs and Blu-rays and getting back into action figure toy collecting, specifically Star Wars, since in recent months, Hasbro had come up with this Jabba the Hutt Palace Adventure set made to look like an old Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi toy playset, and I wanted to get it, but so far it's been sold out at Walmart. It's been a Walmart exclusive, but I figured, well, maybe I could just get some action figures for it in the meantime, since I could probably find some online, and luckily enough, they have them on Amazon. And I was going to show some of my old Star Wars toys, but they're either all mainly gone, or they're packed away somewhere. I had a Darth Vader case full of vintage Star Wars action figures, and I thought I still had my Jabba the Hutt action figure, but I'm afraid those might be gone, or I don't know what happened to them. But, a while back, when I went to visit my brother in Burbank, is either a late Christmas gift or a birthday gift, he bought me this Star Wars Escape from the Death Star board game that has a couple of action figures with it. And I opened it up and I found two of my old Star Wars action figures in there. And I found another one in my closet, so I want to show those off. So here's a little droid action figure I found in my closet. I don't have the little piece that goes in there. I think this was one of those hand-me-downs I got from one of my brothers. You can still move his legs and everything. And here's that board game that my brother Norman gave to me a long time ago. I think this has been partially used. Well, I might have opened up the action figures. I think I opened up the action figures. But I opened this up, and inside I found old Boba Fett figure. It's in decent shape, but some of the paint's coming off. He has a little missile glued in. But it looks like he might be... I think he's melted slightly on his chest. I don't think you can see it on webcam, but it looks like he's melted slightly. Yeah, it feels kind of waxy, so I think he's melted slightly, but he can still sit down, move his arms and his head, and kick, and blast off. And then also in here, found vintage Stormtrooper. Now, I don't know what happened to the rest of my action figures. I had a Darth Vader case. I don't know if I gave it to my brother James or if I sold them all. I'm hoping that James has them, or they're just packed away someplace else. And then two new action figures, well, slightly new, from the late 90s. We have Luke in Stormtrooper disguise after he fell in the trash compactor, and then Darth Vader. His helmet's not completely removable, just the dome goes on and off, and strangely enough, Luke has a green lightsaber, and it looks like there's a blue lightsaber in there too. And then There's a gun for Luke. And it looks like there's a blue light. I don't think this has been opened before. I thought I opened this once before. Maybe I did. Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple of weapons in here. I don't know if one of these guns is supposed to go to Chewbacca or Han Solo. There's a few guns in here. And then there's a blue lightsaber, and then there's the red lightsaber for Darth Vader. Looks like it might have gotten bent a little bit. And then green lightsaber. And there's no Stormtrooper helmet for Luke. I guess he ditched it. These are a little bit more articulated than the old Kenner ones, but they still kind of made Darth Vader a little bit too buffed looking. I don't think he ever looked that buff in the movie. I mean, Dave Prowse, who played Frankenstein monster in some Hammer horror films, was Darth Vader underneath that costume, but he was buffed, but I don't know if they'd managed to disguise his buffness underneath. Oh, it's just a plastic cape, but he's got kind of a skirt, and you can see on the back of his head, doesn't show up too well, just the scars. Now, I don't know if this is... Looks like this arm is supposed to move. It's supposed to twist. His hand twists. I don't know if this has been broken off or what has happened. Yeah, it feels like this arm's gonna fall out. This guy. His waist moves. Let's see if he can kick. Yeah, I thought these usually had the bendable legs. When Hasbro took over, they made him like G.I. Joe. Okay, looks like he's driving a car. So, here's his helmet. It feels like that arm's gonna fall out. It's weird articulation. So I pulled these out of my closet so I'd have something else to show off. Here's Luke. And it looks like the head doesn't move at all. Looks like it's just glued on. Yeah, he's got kind of long hair that's wet because he fell into the trash compactor and the monster pulled him under. So the head does not move, but you can have him sit down and kick. And the waist moves. Now that looks something like Mark Hamill. They made his hair kind of long and wet. I guess they have him move at the waist instead of the head. Yeah, this probably won't show up too well. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't really help. Okay. Shoot. I am almost at 12 minutes, so I want to hurry. If you only knew the power of the dark side. Yeah, I think maybe I did rip this open. I don't remember if I tore it open or if it was just already open because my brother Norman bought me this as a gift used from a comic book shop. So, I'm mainly doing this video to show off some more modern Star Wars figures, which, though this is copyrighted by Hasbro in 1998 for the action figures, well, this is a Parker Brothers board game. Escape from the Death Star action figure game. And then here's two retro action figures, Boba Fett. And the Stormtrooper. Yeah, Boba Fett. then a little droid. I think this was one of the droids that the Jawas stole to sell. And then there's a droid that looks like this in Return of the Jedi in Jabba's palace that's being tortured. He's upside down. And there's another droid giving him hot feet to torture him into being a slave to Jabba the Hutt. But now on with modern figures. Some of the more modern figures that I bought off of Amazon.com recently. I want to put together a Jabba's Palace diorama at some point. Unfortunately, can't find my Jabba the Hutt. But I got some cool action figures. Well, not cool, but ones that'll work for now. Here is C-3PO from 1995. And I don't know if you can see in the back of the box, this was when Kenner got bought up by Tonka, that became part of Hasbro. And they made Luke and everybody all buffed, like superheroes and He-Man. And I think they made the C-3PO's head a little bit too small, but maybe that's just how he's sitting in the package. And then I also got Chewbacca, who looks a little bit more buffed than usual. This is another one of the 1995 Star Wars action figures, and I do plan on taking these out of the packages. Yeah, I don't want to keep them in the package forever. I know when I was a teenager, there was a set of rules with collecting action figures when you got older, where you have to keep them in the package and save them so the value goes up and everything, and that's not something that I enjoy. I'd rather just collect them because I'm a fan, just to have them for fun. Make little dioramas. And on cam, Chewie is showing up kind of grayish colored, but he is brown. He's got brown and black. He comes with a couple guns, like some sort of space rifle, and another one that does have a bow on that, I think, on the back of it. Yeah, it looks like it's got a arrow on it. Like it's a bow and arrow gun. And this is one of the more recent ones since Disney has bought up both Star Wars and 20th Century Fox. They now license everything out to Hasbro. And I thought this was kind of cool. Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, comes with this battle armor, and I'm guessing this is from the one of the deleted Sandstorm bits from Return of the Jedi. See, he has a green lightsaber. Yeah, you can see him with his battle armor on the back. I was wondering what that was when I saw this on Amazon. I thought that was like a little droid, and you can see something like a missile on the back. I think it's a missile. I like to think it's something like Commando Cody's rocket pack, or like those rocket packs they had in the TV show Lost in Space, where they could fly around. Star Wars The Force Awakens, so this is 2015 Hasbro figure. And they show Boba Fett, and then Finn Starkiller Base, First Order Stormtrooper, and then Poe Dameron. You'll have battle armor, so this is part of like a battle armor series Hasbro came up with. So it's some sort of desert battle armor Luke has. Convinced he can turn his father away from the dark side of the Force, Luke Skywalker surrenders to Darth Vader and is brought before the Emperor. Okay, that does not make any sense. Why would they print that on there if this is from either before or after they defeated Jabba the Hutt and got away? I know they came up with the Jedi Knight Luke that's being captured on Endor by Darth Vader and some Imperials, but I think they said online that this is supposed to be like a desert battle armor. And you can see that's a young Luke in that image. It says Return of the Jedi Star Wars on the back. Yeah, that says Return of the Jedi. And he's wearing all black and he doesn't have a beard, but his hair's kind of grayish. Well, it's like a grayish blonde, but it looks something like Mark Hamill. Maybe a little bit taller than he should be. But still, I think that's cool battle armor. And it looks like the Boba Fett one does have some sort of rocket pack. Okay. And I, of course, had to get R2-D2, and this is the three-legged R2-D2. This is another one from 1995. Tonka Corporation, a subsidiary of Hasbro. But it does list Kenner on the back. So I guess it was right. When Hasbro was buying up Kenner. I spent $20 on this one. It's probably the most expensive of all these that I bought. Even though I'm putting together a Jabba's Palace diorama at some point, I couldn't get a new Jabba the Hutt because they're all too expensive. So I did get a new Darth Vader. It looks about the same as that one in the board game, but I don't think the dome comes off of his helmet. It's another one from 1995. You see a price tag that looks like it's been marked out. And he has reddish-orange lightsaber. And then I got Lando Calrissian in Skiff Guard, disguised with a Skiff pike, and he has the helmet. I had this figure when I was a kid, but my mom bought it used at a yard sale, so he didn't have his weapon and he didn't have his helmet. And as you can see, it has a little freeze frame action slide. Yeah, I don't think you can see. Yeah, it's this image on the back. Princess Leia removed her disguise and thought out Han Solo. Yeah, daring rescue attempt to free the Carbonite Knight imprisoned Han Solo takes a dangerous turn for Leia Organa. Lando Calrissian, disguised as a skiff guard, plays a vital role in rescuing Solo from the clutches of Jabba the Hutt. So, yeah, it says the Kenner collection on the back, or on the front up there. This card's kind of beat up, but I don't plan on keeping these in the package. And they got proof of purchase on there. Not that I think that's going to do any good. I don't think they did anything. And they show Princess Leia in Ewok celebration dress, and then the Gamorrean pig guard, and Grand Moff Tarkin, and Luke in ceremonial outfit, and one of the Hoth stormtroopers, and then Jabba the Hutt with Han Solo, and a Dewback stormtrooper. But, Lando tried to take Leia away to be put in Jabba's dungeons, but Jabba wanted her, so yeah, I didn't get a Boushh Leia. Got something completely different that Kenner never wanted to do back in the 80s. Princess Leia in her Jabba the Hutt slave bikini outfit. She has a little slave chain that goes around her neck, and it has this hologram photo of Carrie Fisher in the metal gold bikini, but unfortunately the image got slashed. Yeah, well, I can see the slash better, but it doesn't show up on webcam as well. So they called this Leia as Jabba's prisoner, and they put the Kenner logo at the bottom, and list Kenner on the back, 1997 Hasbro, so this was technically Hasbro, but yeah, Hasbro sometimes put Kenner on it just to be all retro. Not that they had a slave Leia back then. Yeah, pretty decent figure. She doesn't have that nice of a face, but I don't think her face looks like a man, like some people were commenting online that it looks too much like a man. I think that this looks like a girl. Now that gold bikini top does make her look like she's got boobs. And she's got a belly button. Not much of a belly button, but she's got one. So, slave Leia, she appeared in Jabba's palace as a girl, sort of a dancing slave girl in the harem of Jabba the Hutt. There's the evil Sultan Slug. But she didn't do any dancing. So luckily she didn't end up in the Rancor pit. Okay. 29 minutes. Okay. So, showed off the board game. Showed off these two retro Star Wars figures, and this retro Star Wars figure. Showed off Slave Leia, R2-D2, Lando Calrissian in the skiff guard disguise, buffed up Darth Vader, buffed Chewbacca. And Jedi Knight Luke in desert battle armor with the green lightsaber. In 1995, C-3PO in the realistic metallized body. So, just 2 more to go. Well, I lied. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 more. And I wish I could find my Jabba the Hutt. So I've got a harem girl Leia for him. If he shows up. And I got the more modern Star Wars Jedi Knight Luke in a plastic cape with green lightsaber. Another one that lists Kenner on the bottom. So this is the late 90s Power of the Force line that they put Kenner on the package, but it's from 1997, so it's Hasbro. So they list a couple of vehicles on the back, along with some action figures. They show some action figures. The Endor Han Solo and the Hoth Rebel Soldier, and then Greedo from A New Hope. And then the Tusken Raider from A New Hope is on the back. And then the AT-ST driver, I think, is from Jedi. Then they list some other action figures on the back. Yeah, X-Wing, Luke Skywalker X-Wing, Jedi Knight. I guess that's all one. Darth Vader, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yoda, Sand Trooper, Death Star Gunner, Boba Fett, Jawas, 2-1B Medic Droid, and Emperor Palpatine. So this was when they were, I guess it was mainly, they were making the Jedi action figures by then. They made some from the other movies. This little hologram image of Luke with this lightsaber. I believe that was when he was fighting on the sail barge. Yeah, it's just a plastic cape. It's not a cloth cape like the 80s Jedi Knight Luke, and he doesn't have a gun like that old Kenner Return of the Jedi Knight Luke did. Just the lightsaber. And it looks like it has a nice glow to it. And then Han Solo got frozen in carbonite in Empire Strikes Back, so Leia came in disguise and thawed him out. So here he is thawed out. It says he's in the carbonite night block, but the carbonite block with him in it is right behind him. And that Jabba's Palace adventure set has an action figure similar to this, just right when he gets thawed out. But has some sort of slimy goop on him. And I believe that playset has the block of him frozen with the magnet so it hangs up on the wall. They gave him a little dinky rifle, or some sort of gun, but I have a bad feeling that that gun is not going to fit his hand. It looks like it might fit his right hand. I don't think that gun is going to fit his left hand. And again, I am not one who wants to keep these in the package forever. I'm not trying to make money off of these. Yeah, in 1996, and yeah, they show Leia in her Boushh disguise on the back, Jedi Knight Luke, Han and Carbonite, Luke Skywalker in Imperial Guard disguise, well, that says Dash Dengar, and then Luke in the Imperial Guard disguise, and then Prince Xizor and Chewbacca in Bounty Hunter disguise. So these are Shadows of the Empire, a comic book that takes place after Empire Strikes Back, but before Return of the Jedi. And they got some neat little vehicles. And I kind of wish I had money back then that I could buy some of these suckers. These do look kind of cool. And that looks a little bit like Harrison Ford. And I used to have the Carbonite block from when of him that came with that Boba Fett Slave 1 spaceship, but I never had the action figure of him after being thawed out along with a Carbonite block. They made that in 1985, that came with a coin, but never got that figure. By then, I was not collecting these. And again, I didn't get Leia in Boushh disguise, I just got the Slave Leia, so there was one other Slave Leia that I really liked that I saw online. Comes with a collectible cup, and Slave Leia figure is in here. She fell down. And I don't know how well... Yeah, you can see her in her bikini. She's not chained up on the cup. You see her new master, Jabba. And you see her in the Boushh disguise with Chewbacca and frozen Han Solo behind them. Here's an image on the back for her in the slave bikini. Hasbro had these collectible cups with the action figures. They had Obi-Wan Kenobi from A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, X-Wing Luke Skywalker, and then the slave metal bikini Leia from Return of the Jedi, and then Darth Maul from Phantom Menace, and Anakin Skywalker from Attack of the Clones. Yeah, Princess Leia poses as a bounty hunter Boushh in an attempt to rescue Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt. She frees Han from his carbonite prison, but her identity is revealed. As punishment, the Hutt makes her one of his slaves. This is from 2004. This is copyrighted. You can see the image from the movie. C-3PO is behind Jabba, and then Leia is sitting right in front of Jabba, chained up in gold medal bikini. And there she is in her slave bikini. It fell out. Supposed to be standing up in the package, but the box this plastic clear colored box was kind of beat up. So she fell out of there. And this one has the cloth skirt, which isn't really a skirt. I believe in the actual movie, she just has a skirt way below her belly button and her belly, covering up her private area, and then another one on her back side covering up her butt. Yeah, I believe she wasn't wearing anything under there. Yeah, in space, heard you can't wear underwear because no gravity, so but I guess you can wear, if you're a girl, you can wear a bikini top if it's made out of metal. And she has a weapon she stole from one of the skiff guards, but since it fell, it got kind of bent, and she has a... yeah. Oh, I got her back up. And she's got the braid. I don't know if that's real hair-like braid or not, or yeah, it looks like the bottom of it looks like a realistic ponytail. Yeah, this chain doesn't come off of her, but this looks like a really teeny tiny action figure. And she's got a belly button. Can't see. Don't think you can see it on webcam. You can see the image of her in her bikini on the cup, looking all sexy. But at the same time looking all pissed that she's a slave girl for Jabba the Hutt now. Yeah. And the skirt, have to be careful, this tears, but she's got, I think she's got purple paint painted underneath the skirt pieces, so you don't see any flesh. Yeah, this one they did a better job at making the bikini outfit skimpy like it's supposed to be. But Hasbro made the mistake of just leaving the slave chain on her permanently. I mean, it looks like the slave chain's been cut by R2-D2 like it is in the movie, but still, it would be nice for this when you could take the chain off of her. Yeah, they got her standing up to where looks like she can hold this skiff guard stick weapon with both hands. Like she can hold it sideways like this, where one hand holds it and then little bottom hand holds it, so like that. Sideways. Yeah, my brother has a Return of the Jedi Burger King cup that's kind of like this, where she's in her bikini, but it's of a pig guard holding her right before Jabba the Hutt, right after she gets into the bikini, just to have Jabba look at her in the bikini for the first time. And this cut, I don't think this is this isn't an exact replica of that Burger King glass. And the back of it shows her in the metal bikini with the skiff guard weapon that she's using to attack one of the human skiff guards, so she can get to the gun and use it to blow up the sail barge. So I was happy to get this, even though I think they made the slave Leia a little bit too teeny tiny. She ends up with Han Solo because Luke is her brother, and she liked both guys, but she said she knew she somehow always knew Luke was her brother. But she would playfully kiss him, but she was wooed by Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back. So after they escape from Jabba the Hutt, they get on the Millennium Falcon together. But I don't think you can see it on webcam that she is just teeny tiny compared to him. The other one I've got of her in the slave bikini looks like it's about the right size, to where it's not like a little dwarf woman compared to Han Solo. I mean, she's always supposed to be bigger or smaller than Chewbacca, but this one in the cloth skirt just looks too petite. And again, I'm going to take these out of the packages. I'm not keeping them in the package. I bought a couple Star Wars bendies years ago that I kept in the package, but I'm not trying to make money off these. I just want to collect them just for fun. So now, if I still have that Darth Vader case somewhere, hopefully I can find my Boushh Leia. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get another one at some point. Unless Hasbro goes out of business, which I'm afraid they're going to go out of business because they keep making too many corporate decisions. Which Kenner made a bunch of bad decisions at the end of their Star Wars action figure line, but they had no other movies to play off of, and the cartoon shows weren't that great. So Han Solo, after he's coming out of the carbonite, and when he's in the carbonite, and then Leia in her Jabba the Hutt slave girl bikini after she's choked Jabba and gotten freed by R2-D2, and she's stolen Skiff Guard weapon, and the cup. Yeah, I got her stand up in the package. Little petite bikini Leia. Jedi Knight Luke, and these are mainly the 1990s Hasbro Tonka Kenner action figures of Star Wars. So I'm putting together a Return of the Jedi Jabba's Palace diorama at some point. And don't know if I have my Jabba the Hutt, because I couldn't find them in my closet. I've got these new ones. Here's Chewbacca again. '95 Darth Vader figure. Lando Calrissian in the Skiff Guard disguise with this freeze frame slide. It's just this image of him taking Leia up to Jabba the Hutt, since she's now Jabba's slave girl. So she ended up in this sexy little bikini outfit. And as you can see, this one has the slave chain that comes on and off around her neck. And then when they were putting this figure together, they made too much of these lines on the side of her, to where the little gold metal things that hold up her skirt pieces have something in between them, so a little bit quality control that was not done on this figure. It's a decent looking figure of her in the bikini, but it was not completely quality controlled. They needed to sand this down a bit to get rid of these lines. Like going down here, there's a bit too excess plastic coming out of the figure, which causes the bits for skimpy outfit to not come together right. Won't show up on webcam. And then C-3PO. R2-D2. And then one from 2015, Jedi Knight Luke with the desert battle armor, but I like to think that it's like a flying pack like Commando Cody had in those Rocket Man from Mars old movie serials, and like the rocket packs they had on the 60s Lost in Space TV show. I think that's just like a missile launching thing or a gun on the back of it. I like to think that it's a rocket pack that makes him fly everywhere. And board game that my brother Norman got for me a long time ago has Luke in the Stormtrooper outfit, but no helmet. It's right when he fell into the trash compactor, and he got his disguise a little bit dirty and his hair all wet because the monster pulled him under. And then Darth Vader with the removable dome from his helmet, his battle scars on the back of his helmet. And then classic Kenner Star Wars droid action figure. So, since I'm gonna make a Jabba the Hutt diorama at some point, have him upside down, getting tortured, getting the hot stuff put on his feet. And then classic Boba Fett, the missile glued in because they didn't want any kids to have this flying up their nose or anything, or swallowing it and choking on it. Like those missiles from those Battlestar Galactica spaceships. Young kids could swallow those and choke on them. And this is melted a little bit, so he feels a little bit like candle wax that's melted. Happened to my brother James's Jedi Knight Luke a long time ago. Started to melt a little bit. And Stormtrooper. I don't know if John or James just took the rest of my action figures and he gave me these two back, or what happened to the rest. I don't think I sold that thing. I'm hoping I still have my Jabba, because I've got a slave Leia for him. I've got a bunch of Jabba's Palace edition figures, plus a Darth Vader that you can watch Luke fight, even though that wasn't in that part of the movie, just for the hell of it. He's playing soccer. Soccer player Stormtrooper. I'm just being silly. So, that's all the Star Wars toys I had to show off for now. So I hope you enjoyed my video. It's late at night. I went through my closet, looked for all my classic Star Wars toys, found 3 of the classic action figures in boxes, but I couldn't find any other classic ones. Just have the newer ones from the 90s mainly, so those I'll have to do. So I hope to do another one of these videos at some point, but I am short on cash on when it comes to buying anything else, and I want to get back into collecting movies on DVD and Blu-ray again, so I'll bounce back and forth between Star Wars toys and DVDs and Blu-rays. So I'm Tim, and thanks for watching my Star Wars toy collecting video. Keep an eye out for another one coming to my channel very soon. I'm taking off my glasses because get that reflection, so thanks for watching.